Hey everybody, welcome. It's good to have you here. Welcome to my studio. This is a beautiful place for me to come, and I do some yoga here and Pilates and just to be. I've had so many people come into this space for my book clubs or just events that I have and just fall in love with the energy of the space. So I hope that through these videos you can see just the colorfulness and the serenity and the beautiful part of the studio. So a couple of weeks ago, in the meditation that I sent out, we talked a little bit about the habits that we create in our lives. And when we think about the life that we want, what are the habits that we have that are really getting in the way of us having the life that we want and the life that we're worthy of? And so I shared with you guys how I interrupted some of my unconscious patterns related to eating and exercise and how I truly woke up. And in that waking up, I started to notice things in my life, like my thoughts and the way that I spoke to myself and to other people, they needed to change. And so to have the life that I wanted, I knew I had to make some radical changes. And the radical changes started with my intake of food and my relationship to food and my relationship to movement. And so as I started to progress down that, and I hope that you had a chance to kind of reflect in yourself, like what do you have going on in your life that's getting in the way of really the life that you want to create? And are they habits that just become unconscious? And so I hope that you had a chance to reflect on that. And I wanted to share with you that sort of the next step that came with that awareness of interrupting habits and patterns, but there started to come a shift. And I remember about 17, 18 years ago, and so many of you have heard this, but it's such a good thing. About 17, 18 years ago, somebody said to me, you need to start a gratitude journal. And I thought, oh, that's just silly. Why do I need to write down things I'm thankful for? Well, this person insisted that I just do it. So I got a little spiral notebook from the grocery store. It was like $1. It was not a big deal. It wasn't, a huge journal with leather bound. I just knew like, this is not going to be a big deal. So I got a cheap dollar notebook. And the rules were you had to write down 5 things you were thankful for. They could not be the same thing in 1 week's period. And they could not be friends, family. It had to be beyond that. It could be a specific friend and what that friend brought to your life or brings to your life, but it couldn't just be friends, family, house, dog, food. It had to be richer. And so what happens is when you begin to practice gratitude, your mindset changes. And what I've come to know and what some beautiful experts out there have said that I truly believe, because I've had it been in my experience, I have experienced this in my life, is when we have an attitude of complaining or seeing the bad things in life or the critical things in life, we actually pave neural pathways to then pay attention to those negative things. Well, the thing that happens is the same with the positive. The more that we focus on the good things in our life, we actually reroute our neural pathways to go towards that part of our existence and that part of our brain and that part of where we have a tendency to look. So the idea is when we have gratitude practice, we are consciously looking for good things in our life rather than looking for what we don't have, looking for that happiness that will only come if I get this, looking for, geez, it's Monday, it's going to rain again. All of the things that we could be critical for, we're actually shifting that. And so a great kind of daily practice is to every time you find yourself being critical or negative, to immediately stop and find something beautiful. But at the end of the day, or I like to have my gratitude at the beginning of the day, I write down 5 things. And so what happened is I went from feeling like I didn't have enough to seeing I had so much to be grateful for. And after just a short time, couple months, I had to really start looking for things to be grateful for because I had exhausted what I had. I had, my whatever. I had the beautiful garden that I had made me happy. And I had friends that gave me certain things at that time. And my children each give me something individual and unique to what they offer the world. But I had to start looking for things. And so it could be something like looking for the laughter of the child standing behind you at the coffee shop, where maybe that once annoyed you because the child was loud. Now you can see, wow, child is pure joy. Maybe it's looking at the rain clouds that are coming and going to interrupt your evening plans as, wow, this is beautiful. I'm getting water for my grass, or look at the color of gray, look at the shapes that form in those clouds. And so we get out of that constant thought process of not having enough or being enough, and we change our thinking. And when we change our thinking, we really do start to create a life that's full and abundant and whole. And this month we're all about balance. And so I encourage you in the next week or so to really look at your thoughts and to look at how many of your thoughts are in the negative camp, the critical camp, the complaining camp, and how many are really truly seeing the good. And can you find balance in that? And can you interrupt the negativity? So I encourage you to begin a gratitude practice if you don't have one. If you've had one for a while and then, life gets busy, make it part of your every single day. There's apps on the phone you can use if you're not a paper and pencil girl. I'll tell you, I've done both. But there is something phenomenal about going to my bookcase in my office and seeing 17 years of gratitude. And so anytime I think my life is not going in the way that I want it to go, I just have to pull out a gratitude journal and read a few pages. And I'm astounded at how rich my life is. So it starts with finding first, what do we want to create for our life? What are my habits that are getting in the way of that? And then what am I thinking? What's truly at the underneath all that? Why am I thinking that? Why do I have a tendency to be critical? And can we start to reroute that criticism into positivity? And it really will change your life. They say that when we have an attitude of gratitude, our vibration becomes very high, and we're light, and people are drawn to that. Versus we've all been around the person that complains and can bring people down. I don't want to be a person that brings people down. So make sure that you stop and get a little dollar journal, sticky notes, whatever works, and start writing down, because the power of you actually writing it down is phenomenal. Things you're grateful for. Start with 5. Don't repeat the same 5 in 1 week, and start to get specific. What is it about your friend that you're grateful for? What is it about the color green that makes you happy? What is it about your animal that you love? What is it about your friends? And so things might be like, I feel like I belong. I feel like I have a companion. I feel connected to somebody. I feel, when I look at the color green, alive, and I feel like I resonate with nature. So get specific, and it really will open doors for you and change your life. That's our meditation for the week. Another exercise in mindfulness and starting to dig deep inside yourself. Thanks so much, and I will see you all really, really soon.